How's it going, folks? Adrian here. Welcome back to the channel for, yes, the second news drop of the weekend, because there's so much to cover, and if you missed the previous one featuring brand new MMOs, go check that out. Let's begin this one with Final Fantasy XIV. Square Enix has shared plenty of details about what's coming in patch 5.2 during this weekend's producer-led livestream, and I'll summarize into tiny bits the highlights of that 1-hour broadcast. Firstly, patch 5.2 is titled Echoes of a Fallen Star, and it will release sometime in mid-February 2020. It will feature new main scenario quests, new instance dungeons, and we saw one that looks to be set in Amuro, that's Trust compatible. There's new tribe quests for the Kitari, new trials, and a new raid. Yoshi P also claimed that moving forward, every patch release will contain one new dungeon, which is pretty cool. 5.2 will also have a new quest series for upgradable equipment, although no details about what the equipment was shared. There's also job adjustments, PvP updates, and some big crafting additions to expect when patch 5.2 eventually arrives. I'll post stream recaps down below. Final Fantasy XIV also has a new free login campaign running right now, and former subscribers can get back in for up to 120 hours free, and the campaign ends on January 14th, so be sure to log in and clock in some hours before then. More details from Amazon's New World now, who along with a few others announced itself again in a big way during last week's Game Awards show with the trailer reveal and release date. Eurogamer magazine interviewed Amazon over the weekend and pressed them for more details about the game specifically regarding PvP, and we learned a few things, like PvP will definitely play a massive part in New World, but players will have the option to not participate in territory wars and open world conflicts. The game can be entirely played without it, which sounds like one of the major changes from the alpha test this year. Other than that, Amazon says no word on a console release for the game at the moment. The full interview will be pinned down below. Some reassuring news coming out of Astellia next in the wake of announcements that Nexon was shutting down the South Korean version of the MMORPG. This weekend, Baradhor and ENA posted on the official forums to let its North America and European players know that this has no impact whatsoever on the Western version of the game since it's independently run by the studio, so there's nothing to worry about. Community manager Athon even said that they are looking to take in all Korean players affected with open arms, which will boost server activity and reduce dungeon queue times. Additionally, for Astellia, the game will begin its Christmas event on the 17th, which features a festival main quest and daily quests that rewards players with event tokens that can be traded in for limited time rewards, including an Elite Thundercross Braga Astel skin. For Neverwinter players eager to get a taste of the game's upcoming new content, the Infernal Descent module, which is scheduled to release on January 21st, is available to test on the preview server right now. You can already browse the Module 18 preview server feedback forum posts and go through all the changes and impressions from testers so far if you don't want to mess around on the preview. If you need a reminder, Infernal Descent will be the next content drop for level 80 characters, featuring a new endgame dungeon, an adventure zone, and stories based on Dungeons & Dragons' Descent into Avernus. Ashes of Creation has dropped its latest world building and creature spotlight feature this past week, and we got to learn more about the Daystrider in the world of Vera. Daystriders appear to be a usable mount in-game at launch, with the article mentioning it's fast enough for your day-to-day travels but does require a lot of food. As for news about the MMORPG alpha tests, no luck, but as usual, I'll let you guys know when we have something solid to chew on. Moving on, some massive world changes are coming to free-to-play sandbox MMORPG Albion Online on January 20th next year with the Queen update. The Outlands will be completely revamped, and all territories and siege camps in the Royal Continent, barring a few exceptions, will be removed completely. That means there's going to be a crap ton of player and item migrations. For those based in the Outlands, this affects one's amnesty, stuff in your banks and battle vaults and more, and players will be moved to the city with the portal closest to them. If you're keen to know what the changes are and how it affects you, check out the article in the pinned comment. MapleStory 2 has a brand new expansion called KRITIAS Expansion. The expansion, also known as the V18 update, introduces the Kritia continent, where players will embark on a new main questline and increase their levels to the new level cap of 99. There's new mastery skills available for all classes in-game, with a new tier of skills and ranks to acquire that should give you more options when tinkering with your combat builds. On the content front, this expansion has a ton to do. There's new dungeons, world events, map faction missions, and epic encounters, all offering rewards like new gear and even level 70 pets. To top it off, MapleStory 2 has turned on its holiday event for cosmetic outfits, and there's a daily login event ongoing right now to celebrate the expansion launch. If you're following Bless Unleashed closely, awaiting its Xbox One release, the game has recently posted an update featuring a deep dive into its open-world PvP systems on top of addressing issues seen in the open beta recently. Some of the PvP changes include expanding the safe spaces in map areas, which reduces ganking abuse for new players and lobbies, and the introduction of an identification system for notorious outlaw players. Bless Unleashed already has a karma and fame system for PvP, just like its now dead PC counterpart, and time will tell what else Studio 8 and Bandai Namco has in store for PvPers. Let's head on to the not-so MMORPG section now and begin with WARFRAME, who launched its EMPYREAN expansion this past week for PC. The time has come for all Tennos to confront the enemy with new tactics. We're talking about an ancient Orokin technology, a deadly weapon, a starbound battleship. That's right, EMPYREAN features the game's brand new 4-player co-op battleship experience on top of new space environments across Earth, Saturn, and Vale Proxima. The new Railjack battleship is some next-level co-op gameplay for WARFRAME, with all new ways to play and engage enemies, and there's a bunch of new upgradable systems to play around with too. For console players, the Rising Tide is now available, and you can start preparing for upcoming content by researching and building your dry docks and railjacks. Bad news for PlanetSide Arena players this weekend because Daybreak has announced that the game will be shutting down come January 10th, 2020. The closure comes only literal months after the game launched its early access, hoping to be a stepping stone for the development of PlanetSide 3. The reason for the closure is pretty obvious. The player base is non-existent, which makes a battle royale shooter game unsustainable. For players that have spent money on items, there will be refunds available, and as of right now, in-game purchases and DLCs has been disabled. Let's hope there's still a chance for PlanetSide 3 in the future. Let's wrap this up with some monster hunting goodness. Free-to-play online co-op Dauntless has finally launched on the Nintendo Switch console, bringing along its brand of gritty action RPG, cartoony graphics, and epic boss fights for Switch players to enjoy. The Switch version features the full One Dauntless cross-platform support, which means you can hunt behemoths with your buddies who are on the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, or PC, with progression saved across platforms too. Releasing alongside the Switch launch is the game Storm Chasers Update, which is a free offering that includes the new Escalation gameplay experience, in which players will take on 2 monsters at once, and there's a new Hunt Pass as well. And that's all I've got, folks, for rail this time. This weekend has already been packed with news, so I hope you guys have been enjoying it. If you missed the first news drop this weekend featuring all the new MMORPG announcements from Core Punk to Magic Legends, go check that video out, link in the card above and down below. Hit the like button for more MMO news and feel free to subscribe to the channel and get notified on all my latest uploads. Once again, I'm Adrian, and I thank you for watching.